Hey, what is up, mortals? It is me, Dylan, here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 5 of What if Izuku had a Decay Quirk? I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying to sit back and relax, because you're in for a treat. So, we begin. After the class changed into their gym uniforms, they all went outside to the training field Aizawa mentioned. They all lined up in a group, as the gloomy teacher walked out with a ball in his hand. Alright, class. This is your first class exercise. I can't adequately teach you all without knowing what you already know. So this test is meant to give me a better understanding of each of you. Aizawa states warily, as he tossed the ball over to Bakugo, who caught it with ease. Isn't this just a ball throw test? Couldn't you just look at our middle school records to see our performance? I could, but it won't give me the information I was looking for. I'm not looking to see how well you could throw a ball. I'm looking for how well you could use your quirks and apply them to these situations. Aizawa explains to the class, secretly hoping he could get this over with quickly. Bakugo, who now understood the instructions, walked up to the circle drawn in chalk and prepared to throw the ball. The moment he let go of the ball, he released an explosion from the palm of his hand, which propelled the ball at ridiculous speeds. See that, everyone? What I want you to do is apply your quirks to these exercises. Whoever gets the lowest score, I will see to it that they are expelled. The drained teacher says, to the now worried class of first years. With that, the class had a proper understanding of what they were expected of by Aizawa. A few of them thought they had this in the bag, having a clear idea of how they could use their quirks for these purposes. Meanwhile, the majority of the first years were in a panic. Izuku was especially concerned about this, due to the fact his quirk would provide little if not no support for any of these exercises. The worried teen stood there, thinking of possible ways to apply his quirk to these exercises to no avail. He just couldn't find the way to use it without destroying the equipment. Deku went through the entire test, trying to find ways to use his quirk, but never finding a time to use it once. He was able to get good scores, thanks to his time in muscle training, but nothing special compared to the others, who found ways to use their quirks. At the end of the test, Aizawa calculated the scores and presented on screen the rankings. Young Midoriya looked at the screen up and down, hoping to see his name in any spot other than the 20th position. His eyes scanned the first 17 people and finally landed on the last 3 students. 18th place, Toru Hagakure. 19th place, Minoru Mineta. And finally, 20th place, Izuku Midoriya. Izuku was stunned. He failed his first test and was now going to be expelled by his teacher. Izuku couldn't look at his teacher. All he could manage was look down to the ground in shame. He tried his absolute best to not start crying. Izuku Midoriya, your quirk placed you in an unfortunate position, with little to no room for use during this test, landing you in the last spot. The exhausted teacher was interrupted mid-speech to the young Midoriya by a voice Izuku recognized. Wait! You can't expel him! Mina Ashido yells out at Aizawa, surprising him greatly. He saved me back during the entrance exam, and he was able to use his quirk to help people and beat the robots. You should know that! The pink-haired girl yells out in anger at Aizawa, not wanting her friend to be expelled. I see your point, and I find it quite brave to stand up against a teacher. But it was useless to try and argue against me. Ashido was quickly silenced by Aizawa's response. You see, your argument was useless because I never planned on expelling anyone since the beginning. Upon hearing the teacher's last remark, Ashido, Bakugo, and Izuku felt a wave of relief. No one was being expelled according to Aizawa, so the class was less tense. Aizawa dismissed his class for the day and began walking to what the students assumed to go to sleep somewhere. The class began slowly leaving to go back to their classroom for the next class. Izuku spotted Ashido and ran to her. Ashido? The pink-haired girl turns her head to see Izuku running towards her. Once Izuku caught up, he nervously thanked her for helping stand up for him against the teacher, when he wasn't able to do the same. It's really no problem. Just think of it as my way of saving you. This got a chuckle out of Izuku, who was still nervous talking to someone other than Bakugo. After talking for a bit, they left back to class, and finished classes for the day. The following day after homeroom, they were greeted to a great surprise when a tall, muscular blonde man came rushing into the room, loudly announcing his presence. I am here! All Might yelled enthusiastically as he posed in front of the room in his Golden Age hero outfit, to the class's amazement. After the initial shock died down, All Might walked behind the teacher's podium and began excitedly telling the students today's plans for the class. Today will be a fun day for most of you, as today we will run through hero exercises. The class was excited hearing this, but they still didn't know what they were doing, so All Might continued to explain. This test has a similar purpose to Aizawa's test, to allow me as your teacher for this class to better understand all your understanding of heroism. But first, before I explain more, I will need you all to change into your hero outfits and meet me outside. The class was excited about the prospect of finally wearing their hero outfits, leading to a big rush to the male and female locker rooms. Izuku, however, was nervous about his hero outfit. He was too busy to submit his hero outfit design, so he was unsure what it would look like. When he opened his hero outfit case in the boys' locker room, he was confused at first, but soon recognized what it was. At time. This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Staying safe online is an ever-growing difficulty, and hackers could exploit you. NordVPN allows you to change your IP address, making you harder to track, securing your privacy. In addition to providing you with safe passage through the web, you can also expand the reach of your favorite streaming services. Are you tired of going through 2, 3, or even 4 streaming services to watch your favorite anime? Well, with NordVPN, you can change your country and be able to binge shows like My Hero Academia, Naruto, and many others on your favorite streaming service with just a press of a button. Check out the link in the description. To get 72% off when buying for 2 years, that's only $3.29 a month. This deal is for a limited time only, so get it when you have a chance. And thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Exiting the back of UA and walking out to the training area, the nervous teen walked as confidently as his overwhelmed mind would allow him. Letting the sun hit his outfit, he saw everyone's hero outfits in all their glory. He sort of felt embarrassed about his hero outfit design. His outfit was one of the many concept hero outfit designs he made while he was younger. He realized his mother must have chosen one of the designs he'd shown her while he was younger. The young Midoriya felt partially embarrassed, but was happy his mother put so much care into his dreams. The only thing that confused him, however, was the color of the outfit. His hero outfit was a shade of light blue they had never shown much favoritism to. He put it off, perhaps being a unique style choice of his mother. Izuku pulled down the face mask that pulled over his head like a hoodie. He looked around and looked at his classmates' hero outfits. In his mind, he only thought of the words tight and flashy. Izuku liked a few of the outfit designs, but when looking at his friend Bakugo's hero outfit, he felt bad he hadn't stepped in to stop him from making the decision. Not long later, All Might came running out flamboyantly and made his presence known with another "I am here." All Might stood in front of the class taken aback by the new generation's hero outfits. He coughed into his hands and moved on to begin to explain the rules of the test he announced. Alright, future heroes! This test is quite simple. All of you will be split into teams of 2, which I decided myself. Then there will be a test between 2 teams of 2, one team being heroes and the other being villains. The overly happy teacher explained the rules to the test, and ended it by assigning the teams of 2 and who they would be matched up against. Izuku Midoriya and Mina Ashido versus Denki Kaminari and Eijiro Kirishima. Before Midoriya could react, Ashido ran up and hugged him from behind, scaring Izuku and making him scream for a moment from shock. Ah! Ashido immediately let go of him upon hearing him scream. I'm so sorry! I didn't think you would scream! She apologized repeatedly to the now red Izuku, who was trying to look away from blushing too much. It's fine, Ashido. I'm sorry for screaming. You just scared me, that's all, Midoriya explained. Izuku noticed her hero outfit while explaining to her, and had to quickly swipe his face away to look in a different direction, as he felt his face began heating up. We should hurry to the testing area. We will be up first. Ashido reminded Izuku, and they both made their way to the testing building. Midoriya and Ashido were on the hero team, meaning they would have to infiltrate the building. Before the test began, Izuku put together what information he had and began to form a plan as he explained it to Ashido. A few minutes passed, and the test was beginning to start. Izuku had fully explained this plan to Ashido, who nodded to him as she gave a thumbs up in understanding. Alma began to count down at the beginning of the test over loudspeakers that were conveniently placed all inside the building, meaning both teams could hear. All right, students! The test will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Upon All Might's energetic announcement, Izuku and Ashido both run full speed into the building, ready to carry out the plan. Meanwhile, on the other team, Kaminari and Kirishima, Kaminari pacing back and forth, finally lets out a long sigh. What is it, Kaminari? Kirishima asked the bored lightning boy. It's boring, waiting around for them to show up. Kaminari lets out another defeated sigh as he kicks the air. Then go out and scout the building. If you find one of them, just zap them. Kirishima jokes, but instead of Kaminari getting offended, he instead happily took Kirishima's advice and began running out of the room. Have fun just standing around. Don't be too angry when I find and capture them both. Kaminari laughs as he leaves his partner behind. Kaminari runs down to the lower floors, searching everywhere he could, trying to find the 2 students he was trying to find. Where are they? There was that pink girl with horns and the nerdy boy. Where could they be? Kaminari says to himself with a confused tone. Kaminari heard a sound behind him and quickly turned around and got into a fighting position, when he only a second later realized looked cringy, since he didn't know how to properly fight. He found the source of the noise was a small rock on the ground. He didn't question it at first, but soon realized someone had to have moved the rock to make noise. He frantically looked around, trying to find where they were, and learned all too quickly when he felt the full force of a teen boy drop-kicking his back at full force. Ah! Kaminari fell forward, screaming from the sudden attack. He quickly got up and turned around to see the nerdy boy standing in front of him, as the pink-haired girl was nowhere to be seen. Where's your teammate? Are you just going to be facing me all alone? Kaminari faked a smile, trying to look confident to hopefully make Izuku doubt his decision to attack him. I'm not as useless as I look, believe it or not, but I give Bakugo a good fight when we spar without quirks, Izuku exclaimed, making Kaminari partially pale in fear. Kaminari had never spoken to Bakugo, but from what he saw and heard about the spiky-haired blonde, he was no joke. Kaminari looked around the room for a place to flee and run back to his teammate, but found himself trapped in the room with Midoriya. To escape, he would need to make it past Midoriya, who was standing in front of the doorway. Damn it! Kaminari mumbled to himself as he saw no other choice than to have to fight his way out. He thought that maybe if he used his quirk, he would have a fighting chance? Who knows? Maybe Izuku was just bluffing and was complete garbage at fighting. All Kaminari knew was that he had to fight Midoriya here and now. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to say, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has you covered. Our We the Celestials My Hero Academia and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. The details can be found in the description below. And lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend you an invitation to join our team. The only caveat is that we only accept members from 16 years old to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching and have a great day.